business AI enabled. Welcome back to the Marketing for Business podcast. Hey, I was doing a presentation last week in Blenheim, and we were talking about all things marketing, and then we started to talk about AI and how, as a company, we use AI. And I got asked a really, really good question, and that is, do businesses need to worry about AI? And if they do, what steps should they be taking to actually help themselves get in front of AI and get in front of what's happening with AI, and how can they use it? So firstly, do you need to worry about AI? Well, I say yes and no. I'd say yes if you are just a consumer. If you are just a consumer of AI, you definitely need to worry, because AI will take you down a rabbit hole, and you will waste a lot of time, especially if you have these social media apps that you're using. Definitely AI is getting better and better and better of understanding what you want to listen to, and we're going from, I'd say, social media to attention media, and AI is feeding that demand. And a good example, I was talking to someone the other day about this around, hey, look, if you are selling dog equipment for dogs, like leashes and clothing and all that sort of stuff, and you should be using the social media, the likes of TikTok and Facebook, etc., Meta, to really grow your reach and grow your brand, because the AI is so good at delivering to people if they like what they're seeing about dogs. Dog lovers love dogs, and if the AI has become very, very good at serving that content to you. So if you're a consumer, yes, you should be worried, because you're going to find yourself wasting a lot more time on AI, right? If you are a producer, though, and this is where I believe most businesses should sit as a producer in the AI side, then you're going to be okay. And I'm going to go through some things I think you should be looking at from an AI's perspective. And Alistair, look, that was a great question. Should a business be worried about AI? And I think, all businesses should, definitely have an ear to what's happening in 2025, to what's happening with AI. And everyone should be looking to have an assistant helping them that is an AI assistant at some level inside their business. I'm going to go through some things that you could look at and go through and start to really trigger your brain, start to trigger your mind on what you could be doing, because I think it's a conversation that every business owner must be looking at, especially with their team. So the number one you want to be looking at is, what are some of the repetitive tasks, the administration tasks that you could be automating? And look, I'm very goal focused when it comes to this sort of stuff. So, if you're looking at those repetitive admin tasks, what are some goals that you could free up some time from reducing that manual work? So if you look at some of the things that you're doing inside your business, and start to break that down, and look, when you start to look, okay, what about my calendar? Who's managing my calendar, my email, etc.? We've gone from years and years and years ago wanting to get emails to now like getting drowned in emails. So what could you be using? Maybe you could be using, if you're using Microsoft, you could be using Copilot as their AI email assistant. If you're using Google Gemini now as part of the suite of AI that Google's bringing out, you could be using that. There's a whole bunch of other AI that you could be using to really help you with your email. Grammarly is one that we love using here in our agency. It really helps us improve the grammar and the clarity. Grammarly also you can set a tone and what sort of tone you like to reply in. If you want to have more empathy, and you're not naturally an empathy writer, you can actually set that tone, and Grammarly will help you write from that perspective, which I think, that's fantastic, right? Why not use those tools? Because it understands how to do that. I know for me personally, I failed, English, a good speaker, not so bad at writing, but the grammar side of things is not my gig, right? And the good thing now is, my English teacher would be very happy with me, because I write very, very well because of Grammarly. So just goes to show, sometimes you just have to stay in the queue, and technology will save your butt later on. Definitely when it comes to like calendar, there's more AI coming into Google as around managing your calendars. There's software like Reclaim AI, Clockwise, etc., Motion. These auto scheduling softwares that allow you to book meetings based on on availability, so there's no, and priorities, so there's no backwards and forwards when it comes to that. There's one I use all the time. It's called Sandbox. It's got a great AI system for filtering important emails and decluttering the inbox, and you can really set those parameters up really, really well, and the AI is trained and it works very, very well. It's one I've used for a while. If you're doing data entry, in document processing, one thing, a tool that most businesses should be looking at is Zapier, and how to use Zapier, how to connect all those apps together. So you could go from, say, even Facebook ads, the data there, into a Google Sheet. So there's some really cool things that you can automate into that. I think Microsoft once again has some really good things to extract data from invoices and forms and receipts, like their Syntex program. Very, very good at that kind of information. One I want to learn more about is Notion AI. Automates note taking and data organization. I've seen some really good stuff from some people doing some really cool stuff with Notion. So that's one area with document processing and data collection and putting information in, data entry, that you could really, really improve. So maybe that's something you could be looking at. For me personally, at Notion AI, I'm just watching YouTube videos on how to educate myself on all of this sort of stuff. Transcription and meeting notes. This is a big one for us. Over the years, we've used different levels. Otto AI is a really good one. Fireflies is a good one. Fathom is another one. These are all AI-powered meeting transcriptions and summaries. We're actually using and trialing a Christchurch-based business at the moment called Content AI. Look, the testing from it so far looks really, really good, and some of the things that we can do are really, really useful and helpful for the business. So, from setting like risk management perspectives, if our account managers are out talking to business owners and we weren't talking about lifetime value, etc., and actually you can flag it as a risk and that type of stuff. So really allows you to give a really good in-depth customer experience to your clients as well. So that is something. There's a whole bunch of those out on the market, but look, one of the things I'll include in this is how to implement, right? You want to start by automating those simple tasks, and maybe just a simple email follow-up. Connect Zapier to some key business tools. Look, and if you don't know how to do that, then find someone. I'm actually going to interview a Zapier expert on the podcast in the next week or so, so that'll be coming out. Look for that. We'll talk in depth about AI and how to connect all this stuff together, because I think it's really important that a business owner starts to look, as a business owner, you want to be the general, the architect looking at the top and seeing then how it can filter down and bring the people in that can help you, and then start to use some AI transcriptions, and look to see and test a few, see that some are just crap, and that's okay, but then you'll find the jewels and you'll find ones that'll work for you. Look, it's 2025 and AI has been a buzzword and been around now for a few years. It's starting to get better. So the tools are starting to get better. The data centers are starting to get bigger. So we're starting to get more and more quality coming in that allows your business to be more AI enabled, and I think that's really, really important. You start to look at that as a business. So let's look at it. Maybe you can use it to improve customer service. What's the goal there? Well, provide provide quick and consistent and scalable support. If you're a business and you have a lot of questions coming in, and you want to be able to give people timely responses and stuff, maybe you need to start looking at some software in that aspect. Maybe some automation, some AI chatbots, etc. One that we use here is ManyChat. We've used it for years and years. I think I first started using it in 2017. Man, how good has it got since then? We use it actually in marketing as well. Drift is another good one. ChatGPT for Business has a section on that. You can automate like frequently asked questions, engage those website visitors, etc. Like HubSpot, their chatbot, and also Zoho, their support, etc. Zoho Desk AI, I think it's called. It's very intuitive and work with you to nurture those leads and then support all the way through. There's also AI for calling and support ticket management. I think Fireflies and Crisp AI is a good one for this. Call note taking and with noise cancellation, supporting all the teams, etc. And then obviously the likes of these companies that have been around a while, like Freshdesk and Zendesk, they're not going away. They've built businesses on this, so they are updating their AI and automating their customer service inquiries and ticketing categories using AI. So definitely take a look at some of those companies that have been around a while and now implementing AI into what they're doing. I think, customer insights and getting sentiment and analysis is a big one. Quantum XM is a brilliant one, analyzing customer feedback and reviews and giving you insights on what people are saying about you, and really looking at that sort of stuff. So I think, once again, how to implement. Look, start with maybe a simple chatbot to answer common questions. What are some of the common questions that you get asked all the time? Have a chatbot for it. Start implementing it in your business. Use some AI summaries to improve response times. A really, really simple one there. And start to implement some, if you really need it, and start to implement some AI-driven support ticketing. Every business can find time back by doing that sort of stuff. Another one, look, enhance your marketing and content creation. The goal here is to create content fast and improve engagement. I think, as I said before, we're moving out of social media, moving to attention media, and there's lots of softwares that you can be using. I know a few that we use here is Canva AI. We also use the Adobe as well. We used Jasper for a long, long time, even before AI became famous. Lumen 5, I think, is a great one for creating that written content into blog. Descript is something that we are getting more and more involved as, especially has AI-powered video editing, and especially for our podcast creation. We will get better and better at Descript. And Cynthia AI, which is AI-generated spokesperson. I'm not a massive fan of that, but I see where it could play in a role, and maybe in e-commerce, etc. But I'm a massive fan of face-to-face and direct. I think if you look at blog writing and SEO, we're still at early days here. We're not a huge, massive fan. Like SEO Surfer is someone I know people are starting to use, but we're not massive fans of the content writing just yet. We'd rather write in-house. We have content writers in-house. But content at scale, creating that long-form content, I really believe you're probably better to create your content from doing videos, then transcribing it and using the AI tools that way, especially if you've got a lot of knowledge inside your head that you can give value. I think one area that everyone should be looking at, but with caution as well, is AI for ad optimization and targeting. Look, the Meta Suite, Advantage Plus, it's getting better and better and better. Some people are for it, some people aren't. I think it's you have to test and measure, especially when you're doing things at scale, and if you've got bigger enough advertising budgets. It's AI driven for Facebook and Instagram ads. Definitely be looking at that. Maybe Smartly IO as well, and looking at some of the creative as well. Once again, Canva or Ad Creative AI. I think, once again, be testing and measuring. Split test what you're creating or your team's creating versus the AI, and you'll go a long way to winning. How to implement? Well, look, I remember, AI for Canva. Create some quick ads. Create some social media graphics. See what they're like. See how they can work for you. Maybe automate some SEO research and use the likes of SEO Surfer, etc. Obviously, these tools come at a cost, but at the same time, if they can save you time, then they're worth it. Another area for a business that a business should be looking at is optimizing for operations. And the goal here should be to streamline the workflow and make, data-driven decisions a lot more efficiently inside the business. Definitely, if you're looking at operations, one of the key areas you want to be looking at is AI-powered bookkeeping and finance. Xero AI, I know they're bringing out Jax, just ask Jax and their AI. It's going to be interesting to see how that will work for business owners, and how, Xero's AI will come out. I know, QuickBooks are bringing out their AI. Dex will have an AI platform to it. So, all of these things are coming down the pipe, and you can see some real good user cases for them. And obviously, one of the things I've learned about AI, if you put crap in, you actually get crap out. So you actually have to have the thinking for how you're going to use it inside your head and map that out as well. I think also, when you're looking at Swift, like analytics data, looking at some of that financial information, I think is really, really important. If you can get some quick snapshots on forecasting, all that type of stuff, and have it inside your financial systems, it's really, really going to help you make better business decisions. I think also if you're looking at inventory and supply chain management, there's some really cool things coming out there. I know a couple of guys I talked to are using TradeGecko and Sin7, AI-powered inventory trackers, and seeing how that can optimize their level. So there's so many things that you can start to look at there. HR and employee productivity is really, really good. Like obviously there's a number. I remember back in the day we used a one in our SEO business called Time Rescue, and I think it's called Rescue Time now. Is AI-powered time tracking. There's obviously time camp, timely, all that sort of stuff that you can use. Once again, I mentioned Reclaim AI. I know a lot of the guys that I deal with from an international level use all that automated software for scheduling, their meetings, etc., and focus time. People AI and Lettuce is another good one for AI-driven performance tracking for employees. So once again, I think especially if you're using Xero, okay, start to learn more about their AI. Start to see how you could use it. Maybe start to use AI to track some of your time to be more efficient. Start to use some of those forecastings to make better decisions. And I think this is the key with AI. You've got these systems that you can use to make better decisions. The last one would be AI for sales and lead generation, and the goal here is to automate lead nurture and improve conversion rates. Look, I think most businesses could be using a sales assistant when it comes to AI and have CRM automation, and I think, HubSpot does it well, Zoho CRM does it well, Apollo.ai is another one that, for lead generation and prospecting. Look, it's not going to replace the salesperson just yet. People want to talk to people face to face, but if it could do some of the heavy lifting, so that your salespeople can get in front of people, it's a good option, right? So there's some real advantages there. For call analytics and sales coaching, I think it's really, really cool if you're recording your sales calls. Once again, Fireflies or Auto AI is good for in summaries and looking at how you could make your meetings better and better follow-ups. I think, any coaching in that perspective, if you can get it, so you've recorded it and then you can actually put it through some software that's, hey, what could I say here better? And let the AI, actually coach you on that. I think another good one for that will be Chorus AI, analyzing your sales calls and providing coaching. So there's some real cool tools there. If you've got a bunch of salespeople, you can actually train them and help them by doing that. And then obviously lead nurture and email sequences. Most of the big email providers are looking at AI now, but there's some real cool ones, 7 Sense and Reply.io, looking at optimizing your email and send times and personalization. And look, a lot of the email providers do have that, but definitely look into more, to how to implement. Okay, well, use AI to implement, following up of leads via email. Start looking at your calls, your sales calls, and seeing how you can improve them with your sales team using AI. And I guess that's the big thing for me is there's so many opportunities for businesses to be AI enabled. And one of the reasons I'm so passionate about this, I don't want you to get left behind. I seriously do not want to get you left behind. You're listening to this podcast for a reason. You want to stay up to date. You want to stay current. Then you've got to start using AI. You've started to start looking at it and going, you know what, I'm going to be a producer. I'm going to start using it. I'm going to start small. And this is one of some of the key takeaways I want to give you. Start small. Focus on 1 or 2 areas that you want to get some time back. What are some of the bottlenecks in your business that if you could just break through that and get some time back by using some software, by using some AI, you'd have some big advantages to it. And sometimes you just have to spend a little bit of time learning and doing. And I know that can be hard when everyone's busy, but trust me, it's going to pay dividend along the time, along the track, because you're going to get those gains back. And look, if you've got a team, empower them to do it. Empower them to go out there and find these pockets of software and gold that you can then, start implementing it. Empower them to save an hour a day back or an hour a week back. That's what I did, and we've run a number of sessions now where we're getting people to save time using AI. One of the other keys to that then is to measure and adjust, track your results and see what's working and see, what's not, and then refine that process. Not all AI is good AI, okay? So some you're going to come across some stuff that's not that great, but keep going, keep measuring it, keep adjusting to what you need for your business, and then really think AI as you've got this human intelligence plus a super intelligence, a human intelligence plus the AI intelligence to create the super intelligence, right? So you as a human have got a great brain on you, okay? But now you've got this assistant. You've got this assistant that can help you in the middle to create something that is much more efficient, And look, I really believe AI is not a replacement yet, okay? It enhances the work that we do as humans, right? Rather than replacing it. And I think today's the day, 2025, is the time for you to create an AI enhanced business. Every business in the world should be looking at this. I know we are going into more detail, into more depth. I'm actually going to Miami next week. And my whole goal, talking to 180 different advertising agencies from around the world, my whole goal with that is to find out what people are doing to save time using AI in their business. And look, we're already doing a bunch of stuff, but I know when you get a group of people together, you mastermind and you start to see some things that can really, really happen to help you save time and be more efficient. So my goal for you is to be more AI enabled in 2025. If you want some help with that, or you just want to have a brainstorm up, text me 021-891-934, and I'm happy to have a conversation. And definitely, we've got a whiteboard over here, happy to come in and brainstorm and strategize how you could be using it, especially in your marketing, and how to get in front of more people and how to grow your business. So Alistair, I appreciate your question. Do businesses need to worry about AI? Well, yes, if you're just going to consume. If you're just a consumer, you're in trouble because the AI is becoming so good. But no, if you're a producer, if you sit on the producing side and getting involved in learning, then you're going to be okay. All right, guys and girls, hey, appreciate this. Hey, if you know someone who needs to listen to this conversation about AI, please do me a favor, just share the podcast, put it out on LinkedIn, put it out on Facebook or Instagram, and say, hey, take a listen to what this guy's talking about, and let's get more people involved in the conversation. Until then, thanks for your time and have a great day.